Tablet 11. The parables which Melchizedek spoke with me before Melchizedek was myself. Malachi 19:2-38. Lo, Melchizedek said to Malachi, you know that you, as the servant of AllEyesOnEgyptTV, are in a strange country, for your city is far away from this city, and your world is far away from this world, for your city in Risk is called Salum. There you are king, but your city in Tiamat you must establish Salum, and there you will be their servant. If then you know your city, in which you are going to dwell, why do you prepare lands here, and costly establishments and buildings and vain dwellings? He therefore, who prepares these things for this city, is not able to return to his own city. O foolish and double-hearted and wretched man, do you not understand that all these things are foreign to you, and are under the power of another? For the Adonai of this city will say, I do not wish for you to dwell in my city, because you do not use my law. If then you have fields and dwellings and many of her possessions, when you are cast out by him, what will you do with your land and house? All the other things which you have prepared for yourself? For the Adonai of this country justly says to you, either you abide and use my law, or go from my country. What then are you going to do? Seeing that you have a law in your own city, will you, because of your fields and other possessions, altogether deny your law and walk in the law of this city? Take heed that it is not unprofitable for you to deny your law. For if you wish to return back to your city, you will not be received, because you have denied the law of your city. And you will not be received, because you will be excluded from it. Take heed, then make no further preparations for yourself beyond a sufficient competence for yourself. As though you were living in a foreign country, be ready in order that, whenever the master of this city wishes to expel you for resisting his law, you may go out from his city and depart to your own law, suffering no harm. Take heed then, you who serve the Yahuwah of the Elohim, and keep Yahuwah of the Elohim in your heart. Do the deeds of AllEyesOnEgyptTV, and remember his commands, and the promises which Yahuwah of the Elohim made, and had faith in him, that AllEyesOnEgyptTV will perform his commandments if they be observed. Therefore, instead of lands, purchase afflicted souls, such as a child, and look after widows and orphans, and do not despise them, and spend your wealth and all your establishments for such fields and houses as you have received from the Most High. For this reason did the Master make you rich, that you should fulfill these ministries for him. It is far better to purchase such lands and house, as you will find your own city when you go to it. This wealth is beautiful and joyful, and it has neither grief nor fear, but has joy. Follow therefore not after the wealth of the heathen, for it is unprofitable to you who are the servants of AllEyesOnEgyptTV. Follow your own wealth in which you can rejoice, and do not counterfeit nor touch that which is another's, nor desire it. For it is wicked to desire that which is another's. But do your own work, and you shall be saved. Find your way to your land with Malachi. Find your way to that most holy place, Kodesh Wahane, for there I will meet you. The rich and the poor, 19 times 2 = 38. Lo, while I was walking in the country, I noticed an elm and a vine, and I was considering them and their fruits, when the shepherd appeared to me and said, What are you considering in yourself about the elm and the vine? I am considering, said I, that they are well suited to one another. These two trees, said he, are put as a type for the servants of AllEyesOnEgyptTV. I should like, said I, to know the type of the trees of which you speak. You see, said he, the vine and the elm. Yes, said I see them. This vine, said he, bears fruit, but the elm is a sterile tree, one height. But this vine, if it doesn't grow upon the elm, and it cannot bear much fruit because it is spread on the ground, and the fruit which it bears rotten when it is not hanging on the elm. Therefore, when the vine is attached to the elm, it bears from itself and from the elm. You see then that the elm gives much fruit, not less than the vine, but rather more. How, said I, does it bear more? Because, said he, the vine, when it hangs on the elm, it gives an abundance of beautiful fruit, but when it is lying on the ground, it bears but little fruit, and it's rotten. This parable, therefore, applies to the servants of AllEyesOnEgyptTV, to the poor and to the rich. Listen, said he, the rich man has much wealth, but he is poor as touching AllEyesOnEgyptTV, being busied about his riches, and his intercession and confession towards Yahuwah is very small, and that which he has is weak and small, and it has no other power. But that which the rich man rests upon the poor, and he gives him what he needs, he believes that what he does to the poor man can find a reward with Ayun El, and the poor man in all things without doubting. But the poor man, being helped by the rich, makes intercession to Ayun El, giving him thanks for him who gave to him. And the rich man is still zealous for the poor man, and not befallen his life, for he knows that the intercession of the poor is acceptable, and rich toward the Yahuwah. Therefore the two together completed the work, for the poor works in the intercession in which he is rich, which he received from Yahuwah. This he pays to Yahuwah, who helps him. The rich man likewise provides the poor, without hesitating, with the wealth which he received from the Adonai. And this work is great and acceptable with Ayun El, because he was overstanding in his wealth. He has wrought for the poor man from the gifts of Yahuwah, and he has fulfilled his ministry rightly. Among men, therefore, the elm appears as if it bore no fruit, and they do not know nor overstand that there is drought, the elm, which has water that nourishes the vine, and the vine having water continuously, gives double fruit both for itself and for the elm. So also the poor, interceding with Yahuwah for the rich, complemented their wealth, and again the rich, helping the poor with their necessities, complement their prayers. Both, therefore, share in the righteous work. Therefore he who does these things shall not be deserted by Ayun El, but he shall be inscribed in the scrolls of the living. Blessed are they who are wealthy, and overstand that their riches are from the Most High, for he who overstands this will also be able to do some good service. Tablet 13 The trees. 19 times 2, 38. Lo, Melchizedek showed I, Malachi, many trees without leaves. They appeared to me to be as if they were dry, for they were all alike. And Melchizedek said to I, Malachi, do you see these trees? Yes, I said, and I see that they are all alike and dry. And he answered me and said, these trees which you see are they who dwell in this world. Why then, I said, are they all alike and dry? And he answered me and said, in this world, neither righteous nor sinners are apparent, but are all alike. For this world is winter for the righteous, and they are not apparent, though they are living with sinners. For just as in the winter, the trees which have shed their leaves are alike, and it is not apparent which are dry and which are alive, so in this world, neither the righteous nor the sinners are apparent, but all are alike. Melchizedek showed me again many trees, some budding and some withered, and he said to me, do you see these trees? I see them, some budding and some withered. These trees, he said, which are budding are the righteous, who are destined to live in the world to come. For the world to come is summer for the righteous, but winter for the sinners. Therefore when the mercy of Ayun El shall shine, then the servants of Ayun El shall be made plain, and all Adamites shall be made apparent. For, just as in the summer, the fruit of each individual tree is made plain, and they are recognized for what they are, so also the fruit of the righteous will be plain, and they will all be known by blossoming in that world. But the heathen and the sinners, the withered trees which you saw, will be found to be such, dried and fruitless in that world, and they shall be burnt up like wood, and they shall be made manifest, because their conduct was wicked in their lives. For the sinners shall be burnt, because they sinned, and they did not repent, and the heathen shall be burnt, because they did not know their Creator. Be therefore fruitful, that your fruit may be known in that summer. But abstain from much business, and you will do no sin. For those who do much business, and serving Ayun El in nothing. How then, he said, can such a one pray for anything from Ayun El, and receive it when he does not serve Ayun El? They who serve him, they shall receive their requests. But they who do not serve him, they shall receive nothing. But if anyone be occupied with one business, he can serve Ayun El also. For his overstanding is not corrupted away from Ayun El, but he will serve him with a pure mind. If therefore you do this, you can bear fruit for the world to come, and whoever does this, they shall bear fruit.